As we all know, eBay can be a great place to make a few pennies on the side and pay off our bank debts. But let's talk about an experience we had in 2016. After a huge accident that I had in France with my best friend who was driving in those days, God rest his soul. Coming back from a rusty night out, we came off route and had a smash up. As you can imagine, my friend ended up in hospital with an open fracture in both of his legs. I went to see the night doctor, who was more interested about who was driving and who wasn't driving. So I decided to go home and take this off and stay in my bed for 6 months and recover, as my injuries were less hardcore than my friends. After laying in bed for 6 months and waiting for people to come around with fast food and trying to avoid those painful journeys to the toilet, I actually accumulated myself a debt at the bank, which was only a couple of €1,000, €1,000 I think back then. I tried going back to work, but this was not physically possible. So what a great idea. I had this idea, eBay. What about if I sell my personal stuff? I just bought a house in the south of France. We need a way to pay off these bank sharks. So I thought to myself, if I slowly sell off my bits and bobs, I might be able to make a few pennies together and scrape up a way of stopping these bank interest rates, because my interest rates were coming up to more than what I was earning, €400 a month. So we start selling books and bits and bobs and baby's equipment to sell off this debt. Knowing that when you send a book in France, if you sell a book for €1, to send it is going to cost about €6, times as much as the value as you've cashed in. As you can imagine, a very stressful year of reimbursing the bank with eBay money. The only problem is when you have to send the objects, or when the eBay fees come through, you have to have the money in your account to pay the eBay fees. So if you don't have the eBay fees, PayPal will continue every 2 days to pump and ask for that money, and each time that was costing me €17 more. So the eBay experience did start costing me money as well. And I'm not even going to go in about the Spanish guy that ripped me off and the guy in England with coins. And apparently you're not allowed to send money, so you're not actually covered by PayPal when sending coins or anything like that. eBay also encouraged me with this star point system, was try and buy as much stuff from my neighbours and stuff like that to try and get more stars to become a better eBay seller. So half of my transactions weren't even mine. Automatically, I said to myself, if I want to become the best seller and get myself out of debt, I need to get that power seller status and get as many stars as possible. So this was a good way out, thinking this was a good way out of it. Okay, the date now is 2019. I've absolutely lost everything, and I get a knock at the door. The social benefits controller. In his possession, he had a bunch of papers that had a load of numbers on there. I didn't understand a thing. My bank details, everything I've been doing all year, Facebook, the whole lot. I explained my bank situation and the fees in eBay, that the postal fees are 6 times higher than what I cashed in. Anyway, he said, you sign or you don't sign. Signed it because I did not want this to linger on. There was about a year's worth of benefits they were asking back, which was about €3,000. This was my birthday present. So this fine started off about €3,000. It went up to 4,790 something. And then they went and added on another 1,136 while I was locked up. So it looks like they added another 2 years on. So looking at the dates on here, you can see it goes from January 2018 to 2019. But on the second fine, which is down the bottom, and you'll see how much I've paid back. And this is this year's payment, and this is this week. Look at that, 132. But if you look on the other section, on the next bit that I'll show you, you'll see that I paid twice. And I paid about €1,000 this month. And this was another 1,000 we paid at the beginning. So I've literally been living through the pandemic with €100 a month, which is about £60, $120, I think, which is minuscule. I'm a house owner in France. I've been treated like a dog. And I've been paying back this debt, and this month I've actually had zero money, you'll see. Look at, there you go. Oh no, that's how much I've got left to pay on that bit. I actually paid back the whole of that 4,759. This is why I'm actually moaning about it now. So this is a nightmare, as there has been like neighbours, like grannies, that have asked me to like change their toilet seats, and I've actually said, oh, I'll buy it off you. I'll buy it for you online. I'll get an extra star. You know, basically you get the drift how eBay ruined my life. So I've moved on to crypto money now. This will be my next find coming up. So I'll make a next video on it. Make sure you like and help me come out the shit.